Welcome to our programming once again. Today we will be seeing another type of data and our programming, and that is vector. Okay, we will create a vector, we will name a vector, and we will see the features of a vector. We will assign single value to a vector. Okay, so basically before we start we need to know what is vector. So in our programming you can have sequence of elements like we did it in data structure array. We had a sequence of element. Okay, so here also we can have a sequence of element which is termed or called as vector. Okay, but it has some basic data, basic types. It can be character type, it can be logical, it can be numeric. Okay, but it should be in a sequence. So we will be first learning today how to create a vector. Today I am doing the things in console because the same thing can be done in script also, but in console it will be easier for me to show. So I am doing it. So first let me comment it. So we will write create a vector. Okay, how to create a vector we will see. Right? So let's get started. C is used to specify that it is a vector with the braces. Okay, in the bracket we will specify what do we want. I want a I want many characters to be implemented here. So say I write Nick, I'll write it within quote, then comma, again open double quote. Inside this I wrote John, I give a comma, then again within quote I write Lily, comma, again in the quote I write um, Bina. Again say I write honey. Okay, so these are the elements of this vector. Okay, and how do I create a vector? I create a vector by C, and within this bracket I will write the elements within quote if it is a character type of vector, right? So this is actually, I'll again comment it here, it is a character vector, right? Let us see whether it executes or not. Okay, see what did it do? It has given you the output, all the characters inside the strings that are there, that is those are there in though sorry the strings that are there or the characters that you have specified inside the vector, it has given you that as an output. But when you put hash character vector, it doesn't reflect it in the output because it knows that that is a comment. Okay, next let us create another vector. Okay, create how to create a say this time we will be using okay, how to naming conventions of vector we will see. Okay, naming conventions we will see. Naming convention of vector. Okay, so the same thing that we have written over here, now we will be assigning it to a variable. Say I write name underscore person. This is the variable. I use my assignment sign, and then what I'll do is I will again do the same thing. C within bracket I will just copy paste this thing. See, okay, now this is the naming convention. So basically what I'm doing to this variable, I'm assigning this vector. That means if I press enter, I cannot expect the output to be printed. Okay, but this will be reflected in the environment. So as soon as I press, I don't get anything, but in the environment I'll get a name underscore person which is getting displayed. Okay, so to get the output again, what do? I write the variable name that I had assigned to this vectors, that is name underscore, see, it's already there. Okay, person. Once I do this, I press enter, I get the vectors. Fine. So you have to remember that what type of a variable name you have used, and please be sure that R programming is quite case sensitive. So if you miss the name or forget, you will be facing a problem, or you will be getting an error thrown. Now I will see whether it is a vector or not. So for that, what do? We use is dot vector, and then inside that I'll name the variable name, that is what, name underscore person. Okay, so it is a vector, so it should throw me true. Let me see, it should throw me true. Yeah, so it has given me true. That shows that it is a variable vector. Sorry, it is a vector. The variable name underscore person has a vector in it. Now let's move on and see how to create integer vector or number vector. Okay, creating number vector. Okay, so again I'll be using a variable name number, assign it, nothing, the protocol or the syntax, C within bracket I will write. This time I need not use code because this is number and that was character. Okay, so I'll just write the numbers, say 12 comma 13 comma 14 comma 15 comma 16. Okay, now this will again have to be, this is assigned to the variable, so I need to write the name of the variable number. Okay, I press enter, so the vector gets displayed. Now again I'll see how to name a vector. There are multiple naming conventions. Okay, so we have already seen one. Now we can do one more thing. We can use a function which is I can assign the values, the variable names or the vectors that we have used here for naming person and the numbers. We can integrate both of them. Okay, and we can see how we can do it. Say for example, I want a variable name, say character. Okay, and to this character I assign some characters, say for A, B, C, D, sorry, D, E. Okay, now what I want to do is that I want to use this to be assigned. Okay, so what I'll do over here is that I will use name. Okay, first thing is, it is showing me an error. Why? Because I've used a single character. Okay, I need to use the vector sign which I have not used, C. Okay, so that is there. Now what I'll do is I will use, say, names. In that I will use the vector name numbers, number. Okay, and this should be assigned char. So what I'm doing, I am assigning the characters to each of the numbers. Okay, fine. Now what I will do is that, okay, it says that it is not found. Why? Because here C, as I've told you, here I've used small c, here I've used capital C. So again, please be careful about the type of name you are using, or else you will also make mistakes. So now I'll write number. See, what happened is that each character has been assigned a number.